welcome to 2023 Virtual Christmas Summit. Please don't unmute or interrupt the presenter, and feel free to put your questions or discussions in the chat. Today we have Joel, and he's going to do AI Part 2. Take it over, Joel.
Great, thank you very much. If you notice the Santa in the lower right corner, that was generated by me, and I can barely draw a stick figure. We'll figure out how to do that and make a use case for it during this artificial intelligence part 2. Come on, you can do it. I know you can.
Just real quick, I did put the discount codes in chat real quick.
Cool. So AI 202 and 101, we talked about what AI is all about and try to get some of the jargon under control. But now what can we do with this AI thingy? Well, let's put it to use in X slides. Text to speech. Let's make audio announcements between songs. Right now, you probably got audio announcements between songs, and it's you, or you're paying somebody, or it's your kids. And sometimes they sound great, sometimes they sound terrible. But text to speech gives you the opportunity to do audio announcements between songs and change them pretty much when you want. Text to video part 1. Instead of audio announcements between songs, how about video announcements between songs? Certainly able to do that. Kick it up a notch. Text to video part 2, video announcements in the song. Let's mess with that MP3 file and maybe have Santa be my disc jockey for me. Text to image, creating that special picture for your song, and text to motion video used as an effect in your sequence. I'm Joel Deering from Indianapolis. Been doing lighting for a while, started out doing LOR, a little bit of pixels in the beginning, and as time has marched on, I've moved away from incandescence and doing all pixels. Been on the Radio Gypsy tour for a long time, being an air talent, designing, launching, and operating radio formats and radio stations. And now run a business called Virtual News Center. We provide local radio, sports, weather content for radio stations across the United States. Yes, that's what I look like as a senior in high school. I was clubbing the women away. Text to speech, audio announcements between songs. Use a service called 11 Labs for the voiceover. Create the copy, something like, thank you for coming by tonight. We ask that you don't block the driveways. Add the copy to 11 Labs, prompt window, download the audio, and import into X-Lights. Easy, right? Well, let's take a look. So this is 11 Labs. You create an account, and you're going to design a voice, and we're going to pick a voice. And the one I like is Bella. You can go in and mess with the voice settings if you want. I won't go into it. It's pretty much go in and just mess with it. And you can make her more animated, less animated, more serious, less serious. She may respond if you type a question. She may emphasize the question, and sometimes you're going to get garbage if you don't set the settings just right. And then you're going to put the script in here. So let's go find that script. And then you're going to generate it. And their servers are churning and churning.
We ask that you don't block the driveways, be kind to our nice neighbors, keep your radio at a comfortable level, and pick the next song to play on the display. Just go to bulbsonballard.com.
So if you notice how she said it here, she goes bulbsonballard.com. Now I've already generated this, and what you will hear is a little different. But it will certainly work.
Thank you coming by tonight. We ask that you don't block the driveway.
See,
Be kind to our night.
an error. Thank you coming by tonight. Should be thank you for coming by tonight. Let's fix that.
Thank you for coming by tonight. We ask that you don't block the driveways, be kind to our nice neighbors, keep your radio at a comfortable level, and pick the next song to play on the display. Just go to bulbsonballard.com.
So you're using Bella to tell people to behave themselves and also promoting Remote Falcon. So now you would download that, and you would download an MP3. So then once you download the MP3, easy peasy, you would go to Xlights, create a new sequence, use that MP3 as your audio file. You would have no effects unless you wanted. And between your songs would be.
Thank you for coming by tonight. We ask that you don't block the driveways, be kind to our nice neighbors, keep your radio at a comfortable level, and pick the next song to play on the display. Just go to bulbsonballard.com.
Okay, so that's how you create your own audio pieces that play in between songs. Text to video part 1, video announcements between songs. You're going to create an avatar. Here we'll use Leonardo.ai. You'll write a prompt. You'll generate an image. You'll download that image. It'll come to you as a JPEG. You'll create a voice using 11 Labs. Select a voice, write a prompt like I just did, generate the MP3, and download it. You'll create a video using d-id.com. You'll upload the avatar from Leonardo.ai, upload the voice from 11 Labs, generate a video, download the MP4, add the video link into Xlights that has the, and you're going to use the audio from the MP4 as your music track. So let's take a look. First thing we want to do is create an avatar in Leonardo AI. So I've signed into Leonardo AI, and obviously if you like some of these, you can right click and save them and use them in your display if desired. So these are things that I had created. And if we go back to the copy, we're going to create, how about this one? Sometimes if you don't age them a little bit, what they return is a little skanky. So what I want to see this return for an image is a 40-year-old dark blonde supermodel. Hey, I got my, with bangs, conservatively dressed, pictured from the knees up, and is standing, pleasant smile, looking into the camera in a Christmas setting, photorealistic, 4K, 8K. And then in the menu to the left, I can pick the number of images I'm going to create. And by the way, up here, it gives me the number of tokens. You get 150 a day. These are options that they give you when you first sign up, and they're pretty much taken away from you pretty quickly if you keep a free account. Alchemy is also pretty cool. It can really change the image a lot. You want to set the image dimensions, and I'm going to use 16 by 9 because I use my images with a projector as a virtual matrix that plays on a window inside my house that people can see from the outside. And then there you go. And we're going to generate. Now I generated 4, I should have generated 1, and as you can tell, it burned off 8 tokens. There you go. And there's my spokesmodel. Now, one thing I've noticed that as we progress forward with this and we try to create the video in D-ID, if there's not some airspace between the top of her head and the image of the frame, you get some artifacts that as she moves her head while she talks, it doesn't look that great. So I think the one I chose was, this one would be okay. And show more, come on. The one I eventually landed on is right here, right in the middle, her. And there's the prompt. Model conservatively dressed, picture from the knees up, pleasant smile, looking into the camera in a Christmas setting, right? That's the one I eventually chose. So you would select it, right click, save image, add it to your collection. I won't do that because it's already there. So we've just created an avatar. We're going to select a voice using 11 Labs. Here again, I like Bella. We're happy with that. We download the MP3. Then we go into D-ID. I thought I was logged in. I am. And we would create a video. If we wanted to add another avatar, we would click here and be able to upload one. But we've got Bella. We've got the copy. And by the way, if you've got a predetermined voice, if you go into 11 Labs and you want to use, you're right, you're making a mistake here. I want to upload the audio from 11 Labs. Made a mistake. So I could go into D-ID and pick a voice and make her sound British, or then they've got, you know, if you want Polish or French or Spanish or something like that. But I want to upload my own voice, which I created in 11 Labs. Give it a listen.
For coming by tonight.
Okay. And then generate a video. Generate. And obviously it's going to look exactly like this one. And if we play it.
Thank you for coming by tonight. We ask that you don't block the driveways. Be kind to our nice neighbors. Keep your radio.
Okay. And then you would download it. Click the buttons, download it, and now you have an MP4. Then you would go into Xlights. Create a new file, bring in that MP4, have that be your audio track. You would take the video and drop it on your matrix. And then between two songs, you would have.
Thank you for coming by tonight. We ask that you don't block the driveways. Be kind to our nice neighbors. Keep your radio at a comfortable level and pick the next song to play on the display. Just go to bulbsonballard.com.
Into the song. So now you can go in and other use cases for that. If you create an elf, if you create some other type of image that works for your display, and you know that you've got a child that's going to be viewing your display, you can go in and create copy and have that voice say, I see Sally's looking at the display tonight. Thank you for coming by. I hope you've been a good girl. Enjoy this song just for you. So you can go in and tweak this and customize it. And, granted, you may not know when Sally's going to show up. So maybe you just let it run on your display, or you can go in and hot load it into your schedule. And when she shows up, there you go. So again, upload an avatar from Leonardo AI into D-ID, upload the voice from 11 Labs, generate the video, download the video to as an MP4 file, add that video into Xlights using the audio from the MP4, put the image on your matrix or on your P5 panels or on your Megatree or what other item that you can think of that would show kindly, and play it. Text to video part 2, video announcements in the song. So use 11 Labs or DID for the voiceover. In this instance, I used the voiceover for DID, and something to the effect of, you can pick the next song that plays on the display, grab your phone, go to bulbsonballard.com, pick one of your favorites, promote Falcon, and see it right here. Here's one of my favorites from George Strait. So we create a Santa avatar by writing a prompt, generate that avatar, download it, create a video using d-id.com using a Santa avatar, upload a voice from 11 Labs or pick a voice from D-ID, add this copy, generate the video, download the video. Here's where it gets a little tricky. You're going to have to rip the audio track from the video unless you created the audio in 11 Labs. But if you rip the audio track from the video, from the MP4, you can do that with, if you go Google, I want to record what my computer hears, and that'll give you a whole list of these audio apps that will allow you to record the audio from your computer. And then in your audio editor, be it Audacity, I think is what most people use. I use Adobe Audition. It's just what I was trained on. Create a multi-track with the song and the voice and mix that and save it. Create new and Xlights. For the audio, you're going to use the song and your voice track mix that you created in your audio editor. Then add a video into the Xlights from the video effect that you created. You're going to have to adjust that video to be in sync. And voila, you've got Santa being your DJ. Let's take a look. So we've already stepped through the ideas of making a voice and creating an MP4. So we won't go over that again. In the audio track, we have gotten a hold of the Santa voice, and in Audacity or Adobe Audition, you're going to pull in the song, then you're going to pull in the voice track. And if you want to mute a track, you can give it a listen.
You can pick the next song that plays on the display.
Okay. And then if we change it, here's just the song. So then we're going to mix it together. Come on. And gives us an MP3 file.
You can pick the next song that plays on the display. Grab your phone and go to bulbsonballard.com and pick one of your favorites and see it right here. Here's one of my favorites from George Strait.
You better watch out.
Okay, so then you're going to go into X lights. Pull in that audio track as the song that you're going to sequence. And at the very beginning, you're going to pull in the video effect, and you're going to sync that lip movement up with the audio track. And when you're done, and I realize that for the Zoom audience, it's still a little off. I think I mentioned last time, I'm doing this on my laptop, but I'm listening to what you're hearing as if I'm a participant. And so when I hear it on the laptop, and about a word later, I hear it in the headphones. But you get the idea.
You know you can pick the next song that plays on the display. Grab your phone and go to bulbsonballard.com and pick one of your favorites and see it right here. Here's one of my favorites from George Strait.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not.
And then obviously you'd sequence the rest of it to your heart's content. Text to image. You would use either Leonardo AI, Tensor.art, Midjourney, Blue Willow, Stable Diffusion, Bing. So much of this is prompt writing, and then download the JPEG into Xlights. So if you have, a matrix, a virtual matrix, you're looking for that special something on your tree and you just can't find it, or everything is watermarked with Shutterstock on it, you can create your own. It's yours. It's your vision. Word on prompts. In the last session, we talked on prompts. There's so many different ways to write prompts. Matter of fact, there's a new career out there called prompt engineering. But this is one way to do it. Begin with selecting a noun and a verb, a child running, then add a scene, a child running down the street, then a feeling, a child running down the street, giggling with delight. That might be a good prompt for you. Then apply camera angles in the statement with a close-up view, a long-range view, a top view from the knees up. Then play with styles. Now, colorful cartoon style is illustration of a child running down the street, giggling with delight, long-range view. Start with something simple, then add and adjust, add and adjust, add and adjust. If you see an image you like, or you're kind of halfway of an artist and you can draw stuff. I can't. But if you can halfway sketch out something, you can take that image, scan it, create, if you have a scanner, and then upload that image, copy the prompt, play with it and adjust, and you can use the image as the prompt to create a picture that you're looking for. Or just use song lyrics like we found that last time. So fun with Andy Williams, a use case. We know that he sings caroling out in the snow. But once we've heard this thing a gazillion times, our mind, for me anyway, my mind starts to go a little askew and go, all right, what are they really saying? So fun with Andy Williams, a use case, the backup singers, what are they singing? Yes, we know they're actually, the lyrics would say caroling, but I'm hearing Carolyn. Carolyn out in the snow. So let's be silly and put Carolyn out in the snow in our display. But where can we find a picture like that? And everything I've looked for online, I just can't find it. Plus, it's copyrighted and it's got Shutterstock watermarked on it. Where do I find a picture of Carolyn out in the snow? Well, let's create something. So in Tensor.art, I wrote this prompt: a view off the front of a suburban household during the winter after a very deep snowfall. In the middle of the yard is a woman in the center of the picture, 40 years old, forward facing, looking at the camera with a stressed look on her face because she's very cold and shivering. The woman is pretty, brown hair, average build. She's wearing sneakers, jeans, and a lightweight shirt. She is huddled, shivering, and almost frozen because she's not properly dressed for the weather. Negative prompt, not wearing a coat, hat, gloves, or scarf. And then everything in gray, when I copied the prompt from tensor.art, that came with the prompt. So going in and after you write the prompt and then tweaking and adding LARAs and other context generators, it will create more things to get the prompt the way you want it. And you really don't have to know this stuff in the gray unless you want to, but it's generated for you. So with that prompt, we have Carolyn out in the snow. The one in the upper left, she looked a little forlorn, in my opinion, didn't get what I was trying to go for. In the upper right, I like the look on her face. It's silly, but why is she in a tent? It just didn't make sense. I went in and tweaked the prompt a little more. I chose a different LARA, which allows me to change some of the programming, and I used a cartoon image, and I kind of got what I was looking for. The bottom right, she looks nauseous, just didn't fit what I was going for. So if I had to pick one of these four, I probably would have taken the bottom left. Still more, the one on the left, I think worked okay. She looks kind of fun. The one on the right looks a little evil, a little, she's been on snow too long and it's just affected her mental state. So no, probably not. The one in the bottom middle, I have no idea. This is where AI makes mistakes. I can tell there's feet, but I have no idea what that is. Obviously, you wouldn't use it. Carolyn out in the snow. How you doing? Want to smoke? Here, have a hit on my cigar. That one struck me as funny. And why that one showed up, I don't know. It was out of that same prompt. It just gave me that, and your brain fills in the rest. So I changed the prompt because I thought we've seen the image of Santa Claus in a chimney upside down with his legs flapping in the breeze. And could we create that? And maybe if I messed with it a while longer, I would have gotten that. But I tweaked the prompt a little bit, and I got Carolyn out in the snow, laying in a snowbank in the upper left. The upper right, that brought something back I wouldn't want. Looks like she's got bad frostbite. The view and angle is all wrong. She just looks dead. So no, we won't use that one. The bottom left could be workable. It's a black and white image, but the aspect ratio is wrong. That's my mistake. Yeah, okay, it's all right. I like the one on the bottom right. Looks like she's kind of having fun. She's out in the snow, but the downside is it kind of looks like a snow toilet. So there's that option. Text to scenes or image to scenes. Dreamstudio.ai, you're going to sign in with the Discord account. Runway ML, Gen 2, expensive, Genmo, Pixlabs, Kyber. We touched on that in the last one. So text to scenes or image to scenes. I went into Genmo and wrote a prompt of, I want to see Santa Claus doing the twist. And it takes forever to generate. I set up the scene and came back the next day. Now, if I would have waited, I might have gotten it in a shorter time period, let's say 10 minutes. But I was impatient. It's like, okay, it says it's done. Where is it? I want it. So I'll just come back and get it later. So here's my 4 seconds of Santa doing the twist. Is that going to work in a display? Yeah, if you can find a 4-second reason. Now, there's also an option in Genmo where you can loop it, and you might be able to also put it into Xlights and loop it, or go into a video editor and match the frames and loop it. But you can do text to scenes or image to scenes, and that's an example of Santa doing the twist. It's a little green, but it would work. So if you want to stay up to date, again, like last time, futuretools.io, sign up for the newsletter, follow the YouTube channel. Go to Facebook, look for Prompt Hub, Leonardo.ai, the official site, Leonardo AI prompts, and you'll get some good ideas and maybe some images that you can probably use on your own.